Welcome, CDL fans, to our next game on tap, our next segment, right? Segment 2, about to be underway here, starting with the Atlantic Division, which is kind of where we left off from the last segment, right? But two different teams, obviously. Puerto Rico Playas, 5 wins, 7 losses, no ties, 2 overtime losses. They are currently 9th place in the Eastern Conference, 7 points back of the Miami Brawlers, and with Miami taking a loss today, Puerto Rico has a chance to play catch-up a little bit. They can pull themselves within 4 points. On the home side of the field, though, we got the Tampa Bay Gators, the defending world champions, with a record of 8 wins, 5 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. They are trying to stay within 6 points of the division-leading Philadelphia Demons, so a big game for Tampa Bay from that perspective. They come into this game, they sit in 5th place in the Eastern Conference, and they're also trying to widen the gap between them and a team like Puerto Rico, who's only 8 points behind them. So, big match from that perspective. Alex Johnson's Playas, Brandon Kuma's Gators. The two teams met up earlier in the season, and when they met up, let's take a look at what the result was. When the two teams met up earlier in the season, it was Tampa Bay getting the win over the Puerto Rico Playas. The final score 15-5. We'll see if they can duplicate things at home. Let's get a look at the lineup. So, for Puerto Rico, it's Sub-Zero leading the way, followed by Rowdy at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's I'll call him Radatu Jr. Radatu Jr. the car at the captain spot for Puerto Rico, and then finally a 5-point gainer, it's Blue BMW. To the home side of the field, it is going to be Purple Fire leading the way for the Tampa Bay Gators, followed by 47 Ronin. Ratified has the captain spot for the Gators, and a 5-point gainer for Brandon Kuma's squad. It's Battle. So both of Brandon's teams playing in this segment. The game in between them. First and third game, right? But here we go. Matchup on. As these cars go at it, and a good flip right there. Purple Fire is down 5-0. Sub-Zero gets the lead for Puerto Rico. So that brings out 47 Ronin. That time we had no contact, or not enough contact for my as the official. So go at it again. That time we have a grazing shot and out of play. Sub-Zero out of play, still 5-0. Play is in the lead. That time it was a clip shot. Caught just enough of each other as they now switch sides, and that time that was a good flip. There was enough contact, just barely. We got a 10-0 game. He almost went out of play too, 47 Ronin did, but couldn't make it there. 10-0 the scores. That brings out Ratified. Ratified trying to keep the Gators in this game. They are struggling in this one here at home. And almost a flip right there. Sub-Zero's up to the task. A clip shot there. Both cars stay up. And this time Ratified has a good flip. So the score now 10-5. Gators fighting back. So that brings out Rowdy. Rowdy and Ratified going at it. 10-5 Puerto Rico. Rowdy trying to get the win. As Ratified tries to keep this team alive. Getting bounced back here, but Ratified gets the flip in. Folks, we are tied at 10. As that now brings out Radatu Jr. for Puerto Rico, tied at 10 here. The rookie out there getting flipped right away, and Ratified is on a roll here. 15-10. Tampa Bay in the lead, looking for the win now. Ratified looking for that captain's day. Blue BMW trying to force overtime. Almost got taken down. Now both cars down, they got to get back up. Game can't end on a tie between the captain and the 5-point gainer. So 15-10, we go at it again. Ratified able to hang on that time. And this time Ratified with the flip, captain stay complete. 15 or 20 to, what was I saying, 20-15, 15-10. How many fingers do I got? 15-10 the final. 5 points per finger. That's the way it's supposed to be, right? A captain's day for Ratified. He got 4 flips, but it's equal to 15 points from the captain spot on a captain's day, and that's exactly what he had. A huge comeback win after trailing 10-0. The Gators will win this game against Puerto Rico 15-10. Big win for Tampa Bay, and what a game. So Ratified, showing that he's still got it, no doubt. You can't ever sleep on the Gators, 10-0 lead or not. Coming up next, one of the teams that's kind of in a 3-way tie for second or third place, I guess you could say. That would be the Toronto Titans. They are on the road against the Boston Vandals. So that matchup coming up next. Huge game from the Northeast. Welcome back, CDL fans. Next game on tap. The Toronto Titans on the road to take on the Boston Vandals. Northeast Division showdown. Toronto comes into this game with a surprising record of 10 wins and 4 losses. Really, they've been sitting around 4th, 5th, 6th place. They kind of in that area all season long, just hanging around. They came into this game day just 1 point back from first place in the entire league. Now, they were one of 3 teams, but to be accomplishing this in just their second season, quite fantastic stuff for the team of misfits, if you will. You got to remember, Toronto came up in a draft that really was all the cars that got cut. It was kind of like misfit cars. Every organization kind of dropped the car. We had all these teams getting canceled. So these were all the teams that were sort of just cutting cars, and all these cars were kind of like the unwanted at that point. And Toronto just took them in, and they come together. There's cars that really weren't getting it done anymore, but they were thrown together on a team, and now they just got everything clicking. It's like the island of misfit toys. Well, this is like the team of misfit toy cars, and they're just getting it done. So the Titans on the road, 4th place in the Eastern Conference, and of course Gowanda is the 3 seed with 31 points. So Toronto trying to fight that battle right now. Of course, they're trying to hunt down first place. Why wouldn't you if you're in that spot? The Boston Vandals, on the other hand, it's a different story for them. 6 wins, 7 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. 19 points on the season. They are 5th place in the Northeast, and of course there's only 6 teams per division. So that being said, though, the Boston Vandals currently 8th place, or at least coming into this game day, sitting 8th place in the Eastern Conference. A big game for them because they were 5 points out of that playoff spot. With Miami taking the loss today, this gives them the opportunity to get within 2 points, right? So trying to get themselves within striking distance. That's exactly what the Vandals are trying to do. Earlier when they met in the season, on just the second game day of the year, Toronto got a 15-10 win at home against Boston. We'll see if they can duplicate things on the road. They lead the way with Indy 5 Jr. Following him out there, it's going to be Wen at the middleman spot. At the captain spot is Synchro, and at 5-point gainer, it's going to be X-Wing. To the home side of the field, Nitro leads the way for the Boston Vandals, followed by Blue Dragon 2. At the captain spot, it's Vendetta, and that 5-point gainer is Yellow Spider for Boston. So both teams set and ready to go from possibly the toughest division in the CDL, I'd say right now, the Northeast. And Nitro has a good flip, 5-0 Vandals in the lead. That's the way that Boston wanted to start this thing, as that brings out Wen. And both cars stay up, switching sides now. And a good spin cycle there by Nitro. He's a good flat car, stays low to the ground. As he's getting his opportunities, that time and interference will send Wen back to his own side. Still 5-0 the score. Vandals make it 10-0 the score. Vandals in the lead. As Wen gets taken down there, 10-0 now. As that brings out Synchro, who's trying to keep Toronto in this game. Not going to happen. Some donuts being served up today. I think that's the 5th shutout of the day. Or not 5th, but 3rd rather. The 3rd shutout of the day is another game. Ends 15-0. So I lost a spot on a page here. This happening. What's going on with my notebook here? There's pages ripping out and stuff. I don't know what's going on. Someone's on a time machine, like, just out. Messing with things up. Yes, you will hear crazy, insane things that make no sense watching this. It's Toy Car Demolition Derby. What are you expecting? Anyways, 15-0. Boston getting the win over Toronto. That just makes it official. But half of the games, so there were 6 games into this game day. Half of them have been really close, sort of. Well, a couple of 15-10s. We got 15-5 mixed in there too, really. So I say 2 of them are close. But 3 shutouts. We had a shutout game day before. We're being there every game. I think we had one game day where there were like 7 shutouts. Maybe we're having that again. I don't think it was the second game day of the season. Anyways, coming up next, we're going to head to the Western Conference. We've got the Detroit Devils and the Mexico City Jaguars. Tough loss, really tough loss for Toronto, but a huge win for Boston. I think the playoff points in the Eastern Conference are going to look pretty wild by the end of this game day. But to the West we go. Detroit and Mexico City next. Well, CDL fans, half of the game day down, or 6 games down, and another 6 games to go here on the second half of this whole thing here on July 6th. So hope everybody had a great 4th of July, by the way. I don't think I mentioned that in the previous video, but hopefully everybody had a great weekend with that, and I had a little bit of fun too myself, but actually kind of worked it. I worked from midnight till 8 a.m. on that day, but anyways, so I actually saw most of the 4th. Kind of sad. Anyhow, but enough fireworks in the neighborhood to keep me entertained that night. But we got fireworks on the field about to happen here. The Detroit Devils coming into this game, 8 wins, 5 losses, no ties, 1 overtime loss. To the home side, we've got the Mexico City Jaguars with a record of 10 wins and 4 losses. So Detroit comes into this game day sitting 6th place in the Western Conference, currently holding down that final playoff spot in the West. 25 points to their credit, right? Well, they're sort of holding it down because Chicago getting a win, Chicago got the 26 points. So if they want to continue to hold down that final playoff spot in the West, they kind of need to win. Tough task on hand. You got to try to take down Mexico City, who's 30 points right now, are tied for first place in the Western Conference, and a huge 3-way tie for second place in the league, pretty much, or third place. Whatever. It's 3 teams with 31, 3 teams with 30. You get the point. So, but that being said, definitely Mexico City trying to surpass Toronto in the hunt for the Cobb Award, which Toronto taking kind of a shocking loss on the road there. 15-0. I didn't see Boston dominating them like that in the pregame, if you will. But there's a reason why we play the games. Can Detroit pull off the upset against Mexico City? We're about to find out. Now, when these two teams met on the second game day of the season, Mexico City did get the win via shutout on the road. They'll be looking for duplicate results. And a game day that's filled with shutouts is going to have another one. That's where we're about to find out. Pioneer leads the way for the Detroit Devils today, followed by V-Dub at the middleman spot. To the captain spot, it's Spec Titan at 5-point gainer is Black Marinello. To the home side of the field, Mexico City leads the way with Inquisitor today, followed by 48 Hours. At the captain spot, it's going to be Solid Snake, and at 5-point gainer, it's Charizard. So Solid Snake at the captain spot with some fresh repair. I don't know if you can tell that new tape on there. Hopefully we'll keep that front end kind of flatter during the smashing. We'll see if it works. You know, try to do our best with Gorilla Tape. That's the best way to put it. Inquisitor and Pioneer starting off here in this one. Pioneer down 5-0. Well, it started in May between these two teams, and now it's 4 straight flips for Mexico City against Detroit. 5-0 scores. That brings out the rookie V-Dub. Taking on Inquisitor. They're kind of evenly built, really. I mean, the stature of the cars, the weight of the cars, kind of very similar cars going at it here, and that time we had a great shot, but both cars staying up. And this time, standing up in the mesh. So, play it like it's flat, I guess is the best way to put it there. So both these cars continue to go at it, and now we have a good flip for V-Dub. So, Detroit's first points against the Jaguars this season. Tied at 5 here, as that brings out 48 Hours for the Jaguars. Tied for first place in the West with the Los Angeles Blades, who also have 30 points coming into this game day. And make it a 10-5 lead for Mexico City. They want 33 points here. We'll see if they can get it, as that brings out Spec Titan. 10-5 the score. Mexico City leading. Spec Titan trying to tie the game, can't do it, gets flipped right away. That came quicker than a pancake at a Waffle House on a Sunday. 15-5, it is the final. And that does it for this one, folks. Mexico City Jaguars, Brandon Kuma's other squad. His Tampa Bay Gators got the job today. Got the job done today, 15-10 home against Puerto Rico in a huge comeback win. This one really was just straight up domination, and the Jaguars just continue to be good in 2021. They improved to 11-4, and for the Detroit Devils, they are now on the outside of the playoff picture looking in, as we know now, Chicago has moved up into that final playoff spot. Could actually move into that 5th place spot if Seattle were to lose in our next game. It's coming up, Seattle Lumberjacks on the road against the Los Angeles Blades. And Mexico City, I think they're kind of liking this one because earlier in the season, Seattle beat Los Angeles 15-5. If the same happens right now, you're looking at the new leaders of the Western Conference right here. So Lumberjacks and Blades coming up next. Stay tuned. Welcome back, CDL fans. As you see, we've got the field change because it's time for the soft field game. Well, for all the soft field games, but of course we're going to just end this one, and segment 3 is going to be all soft field matchups. So anyway, Seattle Lumberjacks on the road looking to go 2-0 on the season against the Los Angeles Blades, and LA definitely wanting to get a win so they can hang on to first place in the Western Conference. Does LA play Mexico City? Yeah, LA did beat Mexico City earlier in the season, so in case anyone was wondering, because of that tiebreaker between them and the Jaguars, LA does own the tiebreaker, so a win keeps them in first place. That being said, Seattle trying to get a win that will keep them in 5th place in the Western Conference. Let's get a look at the standings here. We got Seattle with the record of 8 wins, 5 losses, no ties, and 1 overtime loss. Los Angeles 10 wins and 4 losses, no ties, no OT losses. So 5th place versus first place. This could be a playoff preview right here, no doubt about it. Especially if they go into the playoffs at 5-1 and Seattle wins first round and 3 seed wins, right? Then these two teams could be meeting in the second round, possibly. But 15-5, I believe, was that score on the second game day of the year. Indeed it was, but of course that matchup was on a hard field, Seattle's field. Now, LA with the home field advantage. We'll see if it makes a difference. Let's get a look at the lineups. Rocket Oil leads the way for the Seattle Lumberjacks today, followed by 76. At the captain spot for the league-operated Lumberjacks, that's Black Spectite, and that 5-point gainer is Crazy Eyes. Now to the home side of the field, Alex Johnson's Los Angeles Blades, 4-time world champions, leading the way with Pink Indy Jr. Following him out there, it's going to be Cove Light. At the captain spot for the Blades, it's going to be Greelina, and at 5-point gainer, it's Green Blaze Jr. So both teams set and ready to go for this one. A little lip there. Hopefully we don't have to do too much. We'll just try to roll a little lower. Here we go. Game is on. Rocket Oil and Pink Indy Jr. battling it out here. It's only a little lip starting to form there in the tape. That's how low these cars are to the ground, that they'll actually start peeling tape off the surfaces when they do it long enough. Go on the same field for long enough. And what a defensive battle that we have right here. Rocket Oil and Pink Indy Jr. collide, having themselves a little showdown here. Still a scoreless game, would you believe it? As Seattle and LA, Pacific Division rivals, go at it here. And the first flip is in Seattle's advantage, or to their favor, rather. Rocket Oil getting the flip that makes it 5-0 Lumberjacks, that brings out Cove Light. Cove Light, known more for his defensive prowess. Rocket Oil, he's a defensively based type of car. But he's doing well on the soft field here. And that was the first time I think I've seen him off balance all day. That time he's down. Cove Light able to get to him. So the score now tied at 5. As that now brings out 76 for Seattle. He's a heavier car. One of the heaviest cars in the league for that matter. As these two go at it. And oh, whoa, look at that. Both cars able to stay up, and this time bouncing off the wall. Almost an interference. I don't think there was. They will switch sides. And Cove Light has a good flip. 10-5. Los Angeles in the lead. Cove Light looking to put this game away. Black Spectite out there for Seattle trying to tie this thing up. Almost got taken down right there. And look at that little clip shot. That was like a little crossfire game. Who remembers that? And we got a good flip there. Cove Light down. Black Spectite ties this game up at 10 apiece. So now enter Greelina. Game tied at 10. Greelina and Black Spectite. And no, he's not touching the field right now. That's a good flip. Greelina down. Seattle in the lead. 15-10 the score, and now the Lumberjacks are looking for the win. Black Spectite trying to get it. Green Blaze Jr. trying to force overtime. Both cars stay up there. So these two go at it here. LA and Seattle. Game on the line for the Blades at this point. Seattle would like to get the win in regulation. That time, off the mesh. He's still in it. They'll switch sides here. Matchup still on between these two as they continue to battle it. And this time, out of play goes Green Blaze Jr. Yeah. Out of play goes Green Blaze Jr. He would have had overtime there. So look at that. We got something breaking off there. As a matter of fact, timeout called by the Seattle Lumberjacks. They want repairs to Black Spectite's front end. So, folks, we are back from that timeout that was used by Seattle. They have none remaining in the game as they're trying to put this thing away Green Blaze Jr. out there trying to force overtime for the Blades. 15-10 is the score. Seattle on top right now. And looking for the win. Green Blaze Jr. trying to force overtime. Matchup on the line here. Huge Pacific Division battle and out of play. There's no contact as well, but the out of play really set things into a motion there. So both cars back on their own sides. Going at it yet again. And now this time, both cars again staying up. He's on his edge and he's touching the field so that, yes, you play as it's flat. So these two continue to go at it. What a matchup. And that time, able to stay up again was Black Spec Type. Under pressure here from Green Blaze Jr. And again, able to stumble his way back up. And this time, he is down. And that tape has been pretty much peeled straight up here. Look at that. So we are going to try to reflatten that. Might need extra tape, but folks, we are heading to overtime, and that one is going to put us to the $300 mark in charity funds raised here through the CDL and, of course, through Facebook donations, really, more than anything. So 15-15, this game going into overtime. Crazy Eyes out there for the Seattle Lumberjacks. Green Blaze Jr. out there for the LA Blades. Here we go in OT. Both cars staying up. Crazy Eyes versus Green Blaze Jr. Yes, they both stay up yet again off the clip shot. Into the mesh, they saw Green Blaze Jr. go. This match continues. And that time staying in play was Green Blaze Jr. Match continuing here. Something might have to be done with that field on that home side. These two continue to go at it. Matchup in overtime here. As the game continues. Crazy Eyes and Green Blaze Jr. and Green Blaze Jr. Almost had to flip there. Crazy Eyes with the interference though. Sets him back to his own side. Still tied at 15. And almost a flip right there. And look at this. They have no timeout. They can't repair that. The front end on Crazy Eyes has come up. And you just see that ripped piece of tape there. That would have been a win there. But the interference, Green Blaze Jr. smart, saves himself. So we are still 15-15. And look at that piece of tape. With that, that's a tungsten weight there. Kind of just hanging on for dear life as Green Blaze Jr. went flying there, and this time, look at this, I think it's actually helping Crazy Eyes get some offensive ability here. Look at this, back and forth. So these two continue to go at it, and now both cars are going to be down, and that's how this one's going to end. 15-15 the final. The Lumberjacks and the Blades play to a tie. 2 points for both of them. So that's going to put Mexico City into first place in the Western Conference. But what a match we just witnessed. Look at this piece of tape and tungsten weight hanging off of Crazy Eyes. Unbelievable stuff here in the Car Demolition League. And what a matchup to say the least. So coming up next, we got the third segment. We're going to take a little break before then. But all soft field games got Nevada and New York going head-to-head. Houston taking on Washington, San Diego taking on San Francisco, and then Phoenix and Gowanda. So that's all coming up, folks. Stay tuned. Click that notification bell. Subscribe to the channel. Definitely appreciate all the support. And but that being said, we are about to move on. As a matter of fact, I never listed that one score here. Mexico City beat Detroit 15-5, right? So yeah, now we're up to date, right? So anyways, final segment. It's about to come up. But what a game here. 15-15, the final, LA and Seattle. So stay tuned. Segment 3 is coming, folks.